Devang Mehta as well now joins in on the show. Devang, let's talk about Zee Entertainment, slated to come out with its earnings later today, and the expectations are that it could be a fairly tempered quarter. We'll be closely watching out for any information on strategic stake sale, and then you have the tariff order as well, which could be a little bit of a roadblock. What's your expectation?
Good morning, Aman. Thanks for having me on the show. I think clearly what we have seen in Zee Entertainment in the last couple of months, or in fact couple of quarters, is it's more or less driven by sort of news flow and the management stake sale, how it happens, and what as you rightly said, what happens to the city's stake over there. Numbers, of course, can be sort of muted in the current environment, but the sense here is that probably somebody who wants to get into the entertainment space, and I was listening to your conversation, and we have fairly been bullish on companies like PVR and Inox. So something in the multiplex space where the movie content right now is superb, and regional movies plus Hollywood movies as well as all your commercial and offbeat movies also have sort of an audience for that, plus the F&B revenues do very well. So my sense is if somebody wants to get into the entertainment space, right now PVR or Inox, though at an expensive valuation, presents a better opportunity than anything like Zee Entertainment, where there are a lot of questions which has to be answered by the management, and investors would sort of keen to know about that type of issues rather than seeing the result and getting into the stock.
Okay. Let me also tell you what
dramatically. Devang, everybody likes ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank. Give me something which you think there is scope for compounding, and yet it is not a very popular or a consensus trade.
I think, yes, probably we were also more into the consensus trades in the last 6 months, 1 year, seeing the polarization of the markets. But after seeing this type of a mandate, I think there is a good chance of a broad-based participation, which probably will come. And to that extent, I think banks would sort of see increasingly banks like RBL Bank or a City Union Bank. Of course, this don't trade very cheap, and probably a return of something in the PSU Bank. Of course, SBI remains the classic favorite, but that is also run up. So something like a RBL Bank or something like a City Union Bank in the banking universe probably seem to grow at around, say, at least for RBL, I can say it grows at 38-40%. In a even a difficult scenario, it probably would grow at 28-30%. So I don't see any reason why it would not emulate the trajectory which probably Yes Bank, which does not sound a good name right now, but 7-8 years back, all the right things were probably done. So I sense that financials still has a lot of upside. Our consensus trade like Bajaj Finance, Bajaj Finserv probably also on a correction would be still growing at say 30-35%, if not more.
It's been a pretty good week. All right, let's get right back to our market discussion then. And Devang, what's the view on Divi's Laboratories after the disastrous earnings?
I think probably pharma is still one sector where we need to look at it in a very, very different type of a way. My sense here is that most of the pharma companies are sort of disappointed, or at least just come out of the loop of that bad earnings which it had overall for the last I can say 2 to 3 years. We probably like companies like, I can say, Abbott Laboratories or Sanofi or Pfizer, which are into niche segments into India. It's a foreign, of course, an MNC companies. All these MNC companies, the R&D burden is borne by the parent, and they have a lot of USPs regarding their individualities in terms of the market share on the drugs which they sell. So we are more comfortable in this niche space rather than getting into the companies which are more or less related to US FDAs, or particularly not Divi's Laboratories, but a lot of such companies. So our comfort to build a pharma type of under allocation is in this type of stocks, as I mentioned about Sanofi and Pfizer type of stocks.
Okay, that's the word coming in on some of the pharmaceutical names. But Devang, good to have you on the show. Let you go on that note. Just gearing up now for the market open.